The first Sunday in March of that year was an absolutely gorgeous day. It was unusually warm. It was the weekend that my family always celebrated my mother, my father, and my younger brother's birthdays all together because they're all within 10 days of each other. And my older brother and I and his wife, well, girlfriend at the time, made the trip from Detroit, where I was consulting as a manufacturing management and leadership consultant in the automotive world. We made the trip from Detroit to Pennsylvania for that weekend. Well, that Sunday evening, we packed up and we headed out back to Detroit. We were driving because the planes to get there, it took longer typically to fly with all the changes and everything than it did to drive. So we're driving back. Beautiful, beautiful day. I mean, in the 50s. And as it approached 8 p.m., there was a light rain falling, and it was getting colder. Well, my brother's wife, girlfriend, was driving the car. I was sitting in the passenger seat. My older brother, was sleeping in the back seat of the car, kind of laying across the seats. And we were probably going 55, 60, not too fast, because the road seemed to be starting to get just a tiny bit slick with this rain and the temperature dropping. I was about to actually tell my brother's girlfriend that she could drive a little faster because we had a typically almost 8-hour drive ahead of us. But for whatever reason, I didn't say it to her. All of a sudden, the car starts to slide. And she's screaming and I'm screaming. The car slides, fishtailing on the highway. The front left bumper hits the guardrail, the median, in the middle of the highway, and kicks us out like a hockey puck into the middle of the highway. My brother in the back seat wakes up, hears us screaming and the swerving, and wakes up just in time to look up, and his knees were kind of towards the driver's side of the door of the car, and his head was towards the passenger side. He looks up as a tractor trailer plows into my car. The tractor trailer hits our car like a hockey puck again, spins it. I look out my window. I'm in the front passenger seat, look out my window. I see the second tractor trailer. I mean, I could describe it in detail to you to this day. Red, older tractor trailer. I mean, time completely froze. I look out my window. I see this tractor trailer heading straight for my window. And I lean away. And he hits my door straight on, probably doing 65, I don't know, highway speeds. We were sliding. There was nothing they could do. They didn't expect a car to just start sliding uncontrollably right in front of them. Second tractor trailer hits us, spins the car again. I didn't know this at the time, but I guess I lost consciousness. My brother certainly lost consciousness. The car ends up skidding to a stop in the middle of the highway, actually in the left lane of the highway, facing forward. I regain consciousness, and I look out the back window to see cars, headlights coming at us. A white full-size van is the first one in the line of cars coming towards us. And I look out the window. The windows are all broken, but I look and I think, oh no, I can't handle the thought of being hit again after that impact of that tractor trailer. So I start kicking at the door. I start kicking at the door to try to open it. And if you saw the car, pictures of the car, what it looked like after this, I don't know how that door opened, but I kick and kick and kick at the door, and I get the door to open. I get out of the car, and I'm standing now in the right lane looking at this van coming at me, and I look in the back seat of the car and I see my brother, only a year and a half apart, 20 months apart. I see my older brother laying there unconscious in a pool of blood, and his face is starting to swell up. And I start screaming, Andy, 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 Monica, Monica, Andy, you have to get out, you have to get out. And I see this van coming at me, and like I said, time freezes when this happens to you. I see this van coming at me. I look in the window. I think, do I get back in the car? I make a judgment call. The van looks like it's not going to hit the car, but it's heading straight towards me because I'm standing in the road. So I look, and I start running away from the car towards the side of the road. On the side of the road, I see a concrete barrier and darkness. And I thought, oh no, it's a steep hill. And for whatever reason, I decide to look back, and I get this thought, don't just leap the barrier. And I played a lot of basketball when I was younger, had a pretty good vertical jump. I was about to just leap this 3-foot barrier, and then I thought, no, I'll roll down the hill. I don't want to deal with that banging around again. So instead, I climb over this concrete barrier. Climb over the concrete barrier. I'm holding onto the concrete barrier like this, And then the van starts coming near me, it's sliding, and I lean back with my right hand holding on only with my left hand, realizing that my feet aren't touching the ground. My feet aren't touching the ground. This bridge in Clarion, Pennsylvania on Interstate 80 is about 100 feet above the earth, about 100 feet high. I was dangling, holding on with one arm, leaning away so the van doesn't bang my face or my other arm, leaning away with one arm, 100 feet above the ground. You know, I didn't jump. I don't know why I didn't jump, you know, but I thought about it a lot in the hospital for the week after that. And, you know, my brother was airlifted to Pittsburgh. We ended up going by car from Clarion Hospital to Pittsburgh. My brother, unbelievable recovery. You know, you wouldn't even know that he was in this accident to this day. You wouldn't even know. But you can imagine sitting in the hospital for a couple days after that. And even that night, you know, I'm in a neck brace and we get MRIs done, internal bleeding, but nothing, I didn't have anything broken. I don't know how. But I could have jumped 100 feet and that would have been it. That would have been it. But you can imagine, you know, that night I see my brother and they say they're going to airlift him, helicopter him to Pittsburgh, and they don't know what's going on. There's a lot of swelling in his head, and this whole part of his skull is broken. You know, not knowing what's going to happen with him. You know, thank God we all made it through this experience, but for the days sitting in the hospital that week, thought a lot about what life's really all about. And in that couple of days, I changed the direction of my life completely. I was heading this way. And I said, you know what? That's not exactly where I want to go. I want to head this way. I was heading this way. So I want to head this way. Reprioritized the values in my life. Or about 2 years after this, I realized that nothing, almost nothing had changed. I had changed careers, changed where I lived in the country, but almost nothing had changed. I had made this decision in that couple of days to change the direction of my life from this to this. But it was still going this way. Why? 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 And is it possible to change the direction in your life in a moment? What I realized in looking through this, evaluating this, is that yes, I had changed the vision, the direction that I wanted to chase in my life. And it's possible to do that, like that. But I had not changed the foundation that supported that vision. My daily habits, the character, who I was as a person. I hadn't changed that to support or align with this new vision. And Matthew Kelly has this great line, our lives change when our habits change. My habits, who I was, hadn't changed. Can you change the direction of your life in an instant, in a moment, with one decision? Yes, you can. But your life won't follow that new route until you start becoming the person that supports that new vision. I hope this serves you.